Good evening and welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from different parts of the world in just 30 minutes. Let's quickly begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi have shared a melodious hymn sung in Kannada by singer Sivasri Skanda Prasad. Prime Minister tweeted and praised her melodious voice. During his two-day visit to Andhra Pradesh and Kerala, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered prayers at the Veerbhadra temple in Lipakshi in the southern state of Andhra Pradesh. The temple was built in the 16th century. A unique performance was presented to Prime Minister Narendra Modi through puppetry. The show depicted the story of Ramayana. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also offered prayers to the Lord Sheshnag in temple premises. He also felicitated the priests and other performers at Veerbhadra temple. In India's southern state of Andhra Pradesh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also visited an immersive learning centre at Palasamudram. The centre is equipped with Antiques Smuggling Study Centre, Narcotics Study Centre along with X-ray Package Inspection Training Block. The centre is also a junction for blockchain as well as artificial intelligence and other emerging technologies for training and capacity building. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the new campus of National Academy of Customs, Indirect Taxes and Narcotics at Palasamudram in the Indian state of Andhra Pradesh. Spread across 500 acres, the Academy is the apex institution of the Government of India for capacity building in the field of indirect taxation and narcotics control administration using the new age technologies. While addressing the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that since 2014, income tax limit has been increased from 2 lakh rupees to 7 lakh rupees. This helped in saving over 2.50 lakh crore rupees by new reforms in the tax system. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said that poverty is declining in India, and with this declining poverty, there is an increase in the scope of middle class and neo-middle class. India's President Draupadi Murmu, who is on a visit to the northeastern state of Meghalaya, virtually laid the foundation stone for the new integrated administration complex in Doordarshan. She also addressed the members of self-help groups at the Palchik airport. She said that the Indian government is making every possible effort so that women contribute equally in the socio-economic development of India. India's president, through video conferencing, also inaugurated the developed Rongjeng Mangsang Adokchre Road and Mairang Rani Godown, as well as laid the foundation stone for Shillong Peak Ropeway and tourist accommodating at Kongthong, Molingtong and Kodinggrim villages. At the World Economic Forum 2024, India's Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said that India's ascent to a $4 trillion economy is fueled by a robust growth rate of 7.2 to 7.3%. The energy consumption is surging 3 times faster than the global average, and 25% of the global energy demand growth in the next 20 years or so will come from India. India's ministers Hardeep Singh Puri and Smriti Irani launched the Women's Leadership Lounge called We Lead during the 2024 World Economic Forum, which is the annual meeting in the Swiss resort of Davos. Indian Vice President Jagdeep Thankar inaugurated and delivered a keynote address at the orientation program for the newly elected members of Rajasthan Legislative Assembly. Indian Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia inaugurated Air India Express flight services between Bengaluru and Gwalior. This flight will also connect Delhi and Ayodhya to Gwalior. Air India Express have plans to expand its fleet by 100 aircraft by the end of this year. Speaking on the occasion, the minister said that the expansion of the aviation industry is a reflection of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of connecting Indian history with the modern world. While addressing the Startup and State Ranking Awards in New Delhi on Tuesday, India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal urged people of all the age groups to join the startup ecosystem and contribute towards research and innovation. Taking forward Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Swachh Tirth Cleanliness Drive initiative, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh offered prayers at Hanuman Setu Temple in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and also cleaned Hanuman Setu Temple premises. India's Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur visited Hanuman Temple at New Delhi's Connaught Place, where he participated in Swachh Tirth cleanliness drive. The Indian Coast Guard launched a major rescue operation on Tuesday after a ferry boat with 400 pilgrims ran aground near Ganga Sagar pilgrimage due to poor visibility in India's West Bengal. Around 140 pilgrims have been rescued and operations are still underway. The joint military exercise called Desert Cyclone between India and the United Arab Emirates has culminated in India's western state of Rajasthan. The exercise emphasized on the improvement of interoperability in sub-conventional operations within the desert terrains. In a significant development, the Indian government has signed an agreement for lithium exploration in Argentina. The agreement was signed between Khanij Bitesh India Limited or Kabil and the state-owned enterprise Cambian of Catamarca province of Argentina on Monday. This is the first ever lithium exploration and mining project by a government-owned Indian company. Kabil will start exploration and development of 5 lithium brine blocks covering an area of about 16,000 hectares located in the Catamarca province of Argentina. Kabil is also preparing to set up a branch office at the area for the project, the cost of which is about 2 billion rupees. A half-day-long Tech Aid D2M Bharat 5G Broadcast Summit is being organized by IIT Kanpur and Sankhya Labs at the Indian Habitat Centre in New Delhi. The summit aims to promote direct-to-mobile or D2M broadcasting as a major disruption in mobile broadcasting space. The indigenous technology is aligned with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of making Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India successful in driving India's technology landscape. India's G20 Sherpa and former CEO of Niti Aayog, Amitabh Kant, spoke about how India is the largest consumer of mobile data in the world with growing global stature. Moving on to business and economy, the Indian markets ended in red on Tuesday and Sensex declined 199.17 points to settle at 73,128.77. Nifty dipped 65.15 points to 22,032.3. Rupee fell 21 paise to close at 83.07 against the US dollar. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of February next year stood at 62,342 rupees per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of March next year stood at 72,400 rupees per kilogram on the MCX. India's trade deficit narrowed in December to $19.8 billion as compared with $20.6 billion in November, according to data from the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Indian Commerce Secretary said India is beating global trends even after adverse conditions that the globe is currently facing. Asian stocks continued to show sluggish trends at the opening sessions on Tuesday. Nikkei, that traded in grain on Monday, broke its rally and fell 0.6%. Hang Seng, ASX 200 and Kospi were down by up to 1%. Oil prices rose on Tuesday amidst Red Sea tensions and continued demand worries. Brent crude futures gained 77 cents to $78.92 a barrel. A dense layer of fog was seen from Punjab to northeast India across Haryana, North Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal during the early hours of the day. Reportedly, 30 Delhi-bound trains were delayed on Tuesday morning, whereas at least 5 flights were diverted and more than 100 flights were delayed at the Delhi airport on Monday morning. Airport's visibility data showed very less visibility in dense to very dense fog conditions. Delhi's Palam Airport reported 100-meter visibility early on Tuesday morning. A volcano that erupted in southwest Iceland for the second time was significantly less active on Tuesday past midnight, despite signs of magma still flowing underground. The Icelandic Meteorological Office said that although volcanic activity has eased since Sunday, the eruption center is a high-risk area and new fissures could open without any warning. In Colorado, plow machines have been deployed after heavy snow filled the streets of the U.S. state. Most of the United States is gripped by an Arctic blast on Monday in northern states and Texas. The dangerously frigid weather is expected to linger throughout the day, hitting the Midwest hardest and freezing rain across the southern and mid-Atlantic states. Heavy rain covered Brazilian city and killed at least 12 people. The rain flooded streets, the capital city's metro line and people's homes, bringing down the trees and causing landslides. Rio's Mayor Eduardo Paes announced a state of emergency, while President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva's government offered federal support. The United States will deploy 2 military helicopters in Japan to the earthquake-hit Noto Peninsula. Relief efforts have been hampered by strong aftershocks that could trigger fresh landslides and further damage weakened structures. 2 aircraft belonging to Korean Airlines clipped wings at New Chitose Airport at Japan's northern island of Hokkaido on Tuesday amid wintry conditions. A Korean air official confirmed no injuries, however, have been reported so far. Donald Trump secured a resounding victory in the first 2024 Republican presidential contest in Iowa, asserting his dominance over the party despite legal hurdles. In the caucus, Donald Trump stood, while Ron DeSantis stood second and Haley finished third. Vivek Ramaswamy ended his White House bid and endorsed Donald Trump after his long-shot effort failed to catapult him high enough in Republicans' first nominating contest. Taiwan said that it is now expecting China to up its military pressure towards it after recent elections. The U.S. called Nowra's decision to break ties with Taiwan shortly after the elections as disappointing. Russian army repelled multiple attacks by the Ukrainian side in Kupiansk, Krasny Liman, Donetsk and other directions and hit Ukrainian artillery systems and fuel depots. Russian air defense forces also intercepted several of the Ukrainian rockets and missiles. Ukraine said that its forces continued to fight Russian forces on multiple fronts, with its Air Force units hitting Russian air defense missile systems and radar base stations. Ukrainian army also shot down Russian early warning aircraft and air command aircraft in the coastal area of the Sea of Azov. State of emergency was declared in southern Russia city of Voronezh. Ukraine launched drone attack, damaged several buildings in the area and also wounded a child. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un called for the constitution to be changed to ensure that South Korea is seen as the primary foe. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un also warned that his country will not avoid war if it should happen. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol criticized North Korea's move to define the South as a hostile country. He said it showed Pyongyang's anti-national and ahistorical nature. Guatemala's armed forces recognized President Bernardo Arevalo as their commander-in-chief during a ceremony on Monday. Arevalo took office early on Monday after an extended delay because of the opposition. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro said country's economy grew by more than 5% in 2023 and growth will reach 8% this year during his annual address to the government-allied legislature. The Yemeni Houthi movement targeted a U.S. ship in the Gulf of Aden with missiles, resulting in a direct hit. Hundreds of Venezuelan teachers took to the streets of Caracas to demand better salaries at Teachers' Day in South American country, whose annual inflation rate settled at 189.8% last year. Israel's defense ministry said that the intense military operation in southern Gaza was nearing its end and also that without keeping up military pressure, Hamas would not agree to release any more hostages. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris warned Americans that their freedom is threatened as she commemorated Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the early voting state of South Carolina. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said that strikes against Houthi targets in Yemen were unrelated to Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza. Sunak said that the strikes were an act of self-defense and were carefully targeted at launch sites for drones and ballistic missiles in Yemen's Bani and at Ab's airfield. A video showed Israel's Iron Dome active in the southern front where a rocket from Hamas came under the radar. Jazz legends Herbie Hancock, Diana Reeves, accompanied by the Herbie Hancock Institute of Jazz, celebrated the life and legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. in New Delhi on Monday. In a historic first, an exclusively female marching contingent representing all three armed services is going to participate in this year's Republic Day parade. The group held rehearsal parade in India's capital, New Delhi. The Muang people in Vietnam proudly carry a cultural legacy that is both rich and unique. Despite the impact of modern societal changes on their culture, the community still continues to share its tradition with the world. Greenpeace activists traced a giant fresco in the mountains to protest against the World Economic Forum taking place in Davos. Greenpeace also criticized that the World Economic Forum was putting aside environment and equality to give priority to the economy. A baby hippo recently born in a zoo in the northern part of the Czech Republic was presented to the public for the first time. Hippos are listed as endangered species by the IUCN. 75th Emmy Awards were held in Los Angeles as Hollywood celebrated the best of television. Stars gathered at the photo call on the silver carpet, marking the 75th anniversary of the Emmy Awards. Actress Rhea Seehorn led the celebrity arrivals on the Emmys' glittering carpet. Priscilla Presley graced the Emmys' silver carpet together with actress and granddaughter Riley Keough. The comedy-drama series Succession and The Bear dominated the Emmy Awards as both tied with 6 victories each. American series called The Bear dominated comedy honors as it bagged Outstanding Comedy Series Award at the Emmys, which is the top accolades for the television. Actress and comedian Quinta Brunson took home the prize for Best Comedy Actress for her role in mockumentary series called Abbott Elementary. Media dynasty drama Succession earned the prestigious Best Drama trophy at the annual Emmy Awards. The HBO series won 6 awards for its 4th and final season. Road rage drama Beef won Best Limited Series Award. The series is created by Korean director Lee Sung-jin, who also bagged an Emmy for Outstanding Directing for a limited or anthology series or movie. South Korean music band BTS's members RM and V took to social media to post photos as they graduated military training with top honors. Emmy Awards winning Delhi crime creator Richie Mehta is all set to come up with a new series called Poacher. The investigative crime series is all set to premiere on Prime Video from the 23rd of February. The series have been written and directed by Richie Mehta. Elton John won the Emmy Award for Best Variety Special for Elton John Live Farewell from Dodger Stadium. The British singer-pianist Elton John joined the exclusive club of artists who have won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar and a Tony Award for their work in the industry. Elton became just the 19th person to attain the EGOT status. Indian film producer and director Vipul Shah is all set to come up with his new film called Bastar, The Naxal Story. The movie is scheduled for a theatrical release on the 5th of April this year. Moving on to sports now, India's Sumit Nagal created history as he became the first Indian to make it to the second round of the Australian Open after 11 years. Olympic tennis champion Alexander Zverev won his opening match at the Australian Open. The 6-seeded beat fellow German Dominik Kopfer by 4-6, 6-3, 7-6, 6-3 in a night match at Melbourne's Margaret Court. 11th seed Casper Ruud advanced to the second round of the Australian Open, beating Spaniard Albert Ramos Vinolas by 6-1, 6-3 and 6-1 at the Melbourne Park. Ruud will play the Australian Max Purcell. Kazakh Elena Rybakina, the number 3 seed, won against Karolina Pliskova by 7-6, 6-4 to advance to the second round of the Australian Open at the Melbourne Park. Rybakina will play Russian Anna Pliskova next. Emma Raducanu returned to Grand Slam action in an emphatic fashion, comfortably beating American Shelby Rogers by 6-3, 6-2 to move into the second round of the Australian Open. Victoria Azarenka will face off against Danish rising star Clara Tauson in the second round of the 2024 Australian Open on Thursday. Azarenka sealed a 6-1, 4-6 and 6-3 victory, breaking her opponent's serve in the final game of the match. Iga Swiatek defeated former champion Sofia Kenin in her first round match, securing a 7-6, 6-2 victory. Now, despite a strong start from the American player, Swiatek showcased her problem-solving skills and resilience to storm into the second round. India star shuttler HS Prannoy progressed to the second round of the India Open with a straight game victory over Chao Tien-chen of Chinese Taipei. AS Roma have parted ways with manager Jose Mourinho. Mourinho, who has coached a host of top European clubs including Porto, Chelsea, Inter Milan, Real Madrid and Manchester United, was appointed as the coach of Roma in 2021. And Sarina Wiegman has extended her contract as England women's coach and will remain in charge of the team for the 2027 Women's Football World Cup. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.